नमस्कार, आप सभी का इस प्रेस वार्ता में स्वागत है. वार्म वेलकम टू दिस प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस. एंड सो लेट्स बिगिन. द फ्लोर इज ओपन फॉर क्वेश्चंस. So we'll start from here. Ayushi.
So this is Ayushi from ANI. I have two questions. One regarding the trilateral meeting held in Beijing between China, Pakistan and Taliban, where they spoke about expanding the CPEC to Afghanistan. What is India's comment on that, since we have been critical of the CPEC? And also during the recent conversation held between our External Affairs Minister and Taliban Acting Foreign Minister Muttaqi, did India raise its concerns to Kabul? And second, a question related to the multi-party delegation that we are sending globally. What is the message that India wants to give on the world stage, especially when it comes to exposing Pakistan on terrorism? Thank you.
Okay. Pranay.
So this is Pranay Upadhyay from India Today Aaj. You must have seen the statement by the President of the United States, Donald Trump. He again claimed that he has brokered the peace deal between India and Pakistan. You have clarified it in your previous briefing, but did we take it up with the US authorities, with the US State Department, and what is their response on this thing?
Okay. Yeshi.
I have two questions. One is that, the foreign ministers of Pakistan, China and Afghanistan have met twice in the past couple of weeks. They also met in Kabul. Is that a point of concern for India? And what is the update on the Indo-US bilateral trade agreement, since our commerce minister was there recently? Anything to talk about? Is it going to be in phases or in one go?
Rishabh.
So good evening, Rishabh from Times Now. Sir, have we hired any your PR agency in Washington to outreach in Washington for that matter?
Okay. Let me go over these questions. So first, Ayushi, regarding your question on trilateral that has been held in Beijing, we have seen some reports. I have nothing further to say beyond that. As far as the External Affairs Minister's conversation with Acting Foreign Minister of Afghanistan is concerned, we had put out a release. It was put out on X, all the details of the conversation that happened. External Affairs Minister thanked Acting Foreign Minister for his very strong condemnation of the Pahalgam terror attack, as also they agreed to advance bilateral cooperation in several areas, as to how we can further strengthen development partnership. So those details are available in public domain, so I would urge you to have a look at that. But just to also, External Affairs Minister also welcomed his firm rejection of recent attempts to create distrust between India and Afghanistan through false and baseless reports. So these details are available in the public domain. On the multi-party delegation, you have received information through PIB press releases. In all, there are 7 multi-party or all-party delegations that have gone or would be going. 3 of these have departed. One, in fact, departed this morning to Russia. From there, they will travel to other countries, including Slovenia, Greece, Latvia, and Spain. 2 groups, one to Japan, left yesterday, and that group will be traveling from Japan to South Korea, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore. And the third group, the second group which left yesterday, was to the United Arab Emirates. They will also further be traveling to DRC, that is Democratic Republic of Congo, to Liberia, and to Sierra Leone. 4 groups are to travel shortly. 3 groups will be leaving on 24th, and this is to the United States, one country, several other countries along with it. Then there are a group which will go to South Africa, to Ethiopia, Algeria, and Egypt, these 4 countries. And then the 7th group will travel on 25th. They'll go to Europe, to France, UK, Germany, Brussels, and Denmark, and 2 more countries. See, the central idea behind this objective, this is a political mission. We want to make a strong outreach to the world to convey our resolve to fight terrorism. We want the world to come together to fight terrorism tooth and nail in all its forms and manifestations. We want to exhort the world to hold those responsible for cross-border terrorism accountable. Those have been practicing it for the last 40 years against India, that is Pakistan. Their actions need to be called out. They have to be held accountable for the terror attacks that they have carried out against India. So that is the larger message, the unity of India, the purpose of India. And we will also, this will be an occasion for us to thank our international partners for the strong support, sense of solidarity that they conveyed to us in the wake of wake of the terror attack in Pahalgam. As also we'll convey the details of Operation Sindoor, the objective behind Operation Sindoor, and what we mean when we say there is zero tolerance, or there should be zero tolerance on terrorism. So for further details, I would refer you to the press releases that have been issued by the PIB to get more factual details. But we are posting all the details of the meetings through press releases, through video reportage, etc. They are being circulated, so please follow them through our handles and through Ministry of External Affairs website. Pranay, on the question of President Trump, see, I had made in the last briefing, I had made very clear, I had addressed this issue. Further to that, I have nothing to add, but at the same time, I would like to let you know that you are aware of our position, that any India-Pakistan engagement has to be bilateral. At the same time, I would like to remind you that talks and terror don't go together. On terrorism itself, as I had said earlier, we are open to discussing the handing over to India of noted terrorists whose list was given to Pakistan some years ago. I would also like to underline that any bilateral discussion on Jammu and Kashmir will only be on the vacation of illegally occupied Indian territory by Pakistan. And on the question of Indus Waters Treaty, I am again repeating myself, it will remain in abeyance until Pakistan credibly and irrevocably abjures its support for cross-border terrorism. As the Prime Minister has said, water and blood cannot flow together. Trade and terror also cannot go together. Ishi, regarding meeting between two countries, that's fine, we have taken note of them. Further to that, किसको? देखिए, पिछले प्रेस वार्ता में हमने इस मुद्दे पर अपना पक्ष रखा था. उसके आगे मुझे और कुछ कहने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, लेकिन मैं ये बात आपके सामने रख दूं कि ये तीन जो मुद्दे हैं भारत पाकिस्तान पे, उस पे हमारा क्या पक्ष है. भारत पाकिस्तान का जो भी एंगेजमेंट होगा वो बायलैटरल तरीके, दो पक्षीय तरीके से ही होगा. साथ ही साथ मैं कहना चाहूँगा कि वार्ता और आतंकवाद दोनों साथ में नहीं चल सकता है. जहाँ तक आतंकवाद का सवाल है, हम ये बात करने के लिए तैयार हैं, लेकिन जो बातचीत होगी इस पे होगी कि भारत ने जो एक लिस्ट दिया था पाकिस्तान को कुछ साल पहले, उस लिस्ट में कई एक टेररिस्ट थे, उनको कब वो भारत को हवाले कर रहे हैं, इस बात पे बात होगी. जहाँ तक बायलैटरल डिस्कशन, दो पक्षीय डिस्कशन, बातचीत की बात है जम्मू कश्मीर के मामले में, उस पर सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक ही बात पर बातचीत होगी, वो है कि जो इल्लीगल तरीके, अवैध तरीके से पाकिस्तान जो भारतीय भूमि को कब्जा कर रखा है, उसको जल्द से जल्द उसको वेकेट करें. जहाँ तक सिंधु जल संधि का सवाल है, वो अबेंस में रहेगा, स्थगित रहेगा तब तक जब तक पाकिस्तान क्रेडिबल तरीके से, विश्वसनीय तरीके से और इर्रिवोकेबल तरीके से आतंकवाद को ख़त्म नहीं करता. और जैसा कि हमारे प्रधानमंत्री ने कहा, उस पर मैं आपका ध्यान केंद्रित करना चाहूँगा कि पानी और खून दोनों साथ में नहीं बह सकता। Ishi, on your question regarding meetings of two foreign ministers of different countries, this is for them to decide what they have to do, how they have to engage. Beyond that, I don't have any comment to make, but I would also like to urge what I conveyed to Ishi, the meeting that had happened, the telecon that happened between Afghan foreign minister and external affairs minister. On BTA, as you know that, these talks are going on in Washington, D.C. presently. Our Commerce and Industry Minister, along with our team, they are there to negotiate. This is an ongoing process, and we will update you as and when we have something to share with you. So that is where it is. On the Rishabh, your question regarding hiring of lobby firms. So let me tell you that this is something which is not new. It is not a new practice. This has been in place for several decades now, and has been the practice under successive governments since the 1950s. In fact, even beyond that, 1949, first lobby firm was hired in Washington, D.C., possibly others also. These firms have been regularly engaged by the Indian Embassy as per the situation or as per the requirement that arises. All such engagements are available in the public domain, so you can visit the US Department of Justice website and access all the information that is there. In fact, in the run-up to the nuclear deal of 2007, similarly we had engaged firms to strengthen India's case in the United States. I should also add that such a practice is very common among embassies and other organizations in Washington, D.C. And other parts of the United States. Just to give you a little more factual details about it, in 1949, the embassy had hired Rosen and Fred. In 1954, GOI hired Shaler Butler Associates. In 1958, GOI hired Moss Edward K. From 1969 to 1974, GOI had hired Square Sanders and Dempsey LLC. In 1981 to 83, GOI hired Barron Canning and Company Incorporated. From 1992 to 93, GOI had hired International Development Systems Incorporated. In 2005 till date, GOI has hired BGR Government Affairs LLC. So all these information, just give you some samples of it, but all these information is available on the US Department of Justice website. It is available in public domain, so you can have a look at it. Shall we go further? Huwa?
Huma Siddiqui from Strat News Global. I have two questions. Recently, the U.S. administration had imposed visa restrictions on travel agents. Would you have the number of such agents, and in which state are they located? And my second question is, has any Indian self-deported from the U.S. in the recent past?
Neeraj?
सर नीरज हूँ न्यूज 18 इंडिया से। लातविया, लाइबेरिया, कॉन्गो, बहरीन और कोलंबिया, ये 5 ऐसे देश हैं जो अगले साल से सुरक्षा परिषद के नॉन परमानेंट मेंबर बनेंगे। यहाँ डेलीगेशन को भेजने का मकसद क्या है? दूसरा सवाल ये है सर कि विदेश मंत्री जयशंकर दौरे पे थे नीदरलैंड्स के। नीदरलैंड से पाकिस्तान को आर्म सप्लाई का मसला भी एक महत्वपूर्ण मसला रहा है भारत की तरफ से। क्या इस मसले पे बातचीत हुई? किस तरह से मौजूदा वक्त में इस चिंता को जाहिर किया है?
Angsha?
So, Akshay Master, this is again in the line of the conversation between acting Foreign Minister of Afghanistan, Muttaqi, and Dr. S. Jaishankar. So, you mentioned teleconference. Was it a normal telephone or it's a video telephony? How long was the duration, and was trade logistics discussed during the conversation? Thank you, sir.
सर कृष्णमोहन शर्मा, भारत एक्सप्रेस से। मेरा एक सवाल है कि जो पाकिस्तान और भारत के बीच टेंशन जो हुआ पहलगांव के बाद, तो उसमें अटारी बॉर्डर पे दोनों तरफ से रोक दिया गया था जो हमारे फंक्शंस होते हैं, उसको पार्शियली रेस्टोर कर दिया गया कि हाथ नहीं मिलाएंगे लेकिन वहाँ पे सेरेमनी होगी दोनों तरफ से। क्या जो हमारे राजनयिकों की संख्या कम की गई थी उस दरमियान, उसके रेस्टोर होने की कोई संभावना नियर फ्यूचर में है?
Abir.
Hello, sir. This is Ubir from the Tribune. Sir, my question is regarding this. Two Pakistan officials have been deported within a week from the Pakistan High Commission. Can you please clarify and elaborate, what were the cases and why were they, asked to expel within 24 hours from the country?
Okay. Huma, regarding restrictions on agents, these are details that you will have to seek from the US Embassy. They'll be in a position to provide. As far as we are concerned, we have taken action against agents who promote illegal immigration, and we will continue to do so in the future as well. Our law enforcement agencies are taking due action. In regard to self-deported Indian student, there was one Indian student who had self-reported some time back, of which we had given some information. But other than that, if somebody is traveling in his own accord, it's very difficult for us to come to know unless he or she provides us information. नीरज, हमारे जो डेलीगेशंस हैं दुनिया के 33 देशों में जा रहे हैं। ये जितने देश हैं ये हमारे बड़े मजबूत इंटरनेशनल पार्टनर्स हैं, इनसे हमारी बड़ी अच्छे रिश्ते हैं। कई एक इसमें सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल में अभी के मेंबर हैं या आने वाले दिनों में सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल में आने वाले हैं। इन सभी चीज़ों को मद्देनज़र रखते हुए ये ज़रूरी था कि हम इन देशों पे जाएं ताकि हमको अपना भारत का जो संदेश है आतंकवाद को लेकर, किस प्रकार से दुनिया की सभी लोगों को, समुदाय को, जो ग्लोबल कम्युनिटी है, उनको साथ मिलके इस चैलेंज से किस प्रकार से लड़ना है, इसको समझाने के लिए, इससे बात करने के लिए, इस पर सहमति बनाने के लिए हमारी डेलीगेशन वहाँ गई है। लातविया के नाम आपने जिक्र किया, लाइबेरिया का जिक्र किया, DRC का जिक्र किया। ये सब देश अभी सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल में जाने वाले हैं और इस नज़रिए से उनकी भूमिका अहम हो जाती है। नीदरलैंड्स के मामले में विदेश मंत्री का दौरा नीदरलैंड्स का 19 और 20 मई को रहा, 2 दिन पहले। वहाँ पर उनकी मुलाकात वहाँ के प्रधानमंत्री से हुई, वहाँ के विदेश मंत्री से हुई, वहाँ के डिफेंस मिनिस्टर से बातचीत हुई है और उसके अलावा वहाँ पर जो भारतीय समुदाय के लोग हैं उनसे भी मुलाकात हुई है और साथ ही साथ वहाँ पर जो थिंक टैंक के लोग हैं, वर्क के लोग हैं, उनसे मुलाकात हुई है। तो सारे मुद्दे पर, जितने भी द्विपक्षीय मुद्दे हैं, उन पर बातचीत हुई है और हमारा मानना है कि इस दौरे से जो नीदरलैंड्स और भारत की मैत्री है, दोस्ती है, जो पार्टनरशिप है, उसको और मजबूती मिलेगा। I am sure this was a telephone conversation, telephone conversation between the two leaders. You had seen what we have put out. In addition, the Afghan side also has given a readout. From our side, the External Affairs Minister conveyed he thanked him for his strong support on the Pahalgam terror attack, and also he welcomed very firm rejection of the recent attempts to create distrust between India and Afghanistan through false and baseless reports. External Affairs Minister also underlined the traditional friendship with the Afghan people and continuing support for their development needs. So, we discussed, and now we want to take this engagement forward through various means, including through development partnership, including through people-to-people contacts, so on and so forth. कृष्ण मोहन जी, जहाँ तक देखिए, जो कैबिनेट कमेटी की मीटिंग हुई थी उसके बाद से फॉरेन सेक्रेटरी ने इसी मंच से आप लोगों पर ध्यान लाया था कि किस प्रकार का कदम हम लोग उठा रहे हैं पाकिस्तान पहलगाम आतंकवादी घटना के बाद पाकिस्तान के संदर्भ में। तो उस समय जो हम लोगों ने प्रेस विज्ञप्ति जारी की थी कि हमारी जो संख्या है वहाँ 55 से घटा के हम लोग 30 ला रहे हैं, वही 30 पे ही है अभी। लेकिन आपने देखा होगा कि अभी हाल में 2 पाकिस्तानी उच्च आयोग के 2 स्टाफ मेंबर्स को पर्सोना नॉन ग्राटा किया गया है, क्योंकि वो जिस प्रकार की हरकतें यहाँ कर रहे थे वो इनके जो ऑफिशियल स्टेटस से उसका कोई लेना देना नहीं है, वो उसके वायलेशन में है एक तरीके से। तो संख्या तो वही है जहाँ तक जो हम लोगों ने पहले बताया था, वहीं तक डिप्लोमेटिक राजनयिक वहाँ की उनके कितने हमारे यहाँ रहेंगे और हमारे कितने रहेंगे, वो संख्या का जो तय संख्या है, जो नंबर है, वही है। Ubir, on the questions again, we had put out a press release, one yesterday, one on 13, that there are Pakistani High Commission staff members who have been conducting activities that are not in keeping with their official status, and for that reason they have been told to leave India. One has left India, the other one was given 24 hours yesterday to leave India. So hopefully by the end of those 24 hours, he would also depart India. Sridhar,
So Sridhar from the Asian Age and Tech Chronicle. My first question is that the External Affairs Minister's phone call with the acting Foreign Minister of Afghanistan I gather it's the first time that he has spoken to him. So is India inching towards formal recognition of the Taliban regime in Kabul? Secondly, we saw last week that the security clearance of Turkish firm Cherby had been revoked on national security grounds. Has the Indian government been in touch with the Turkish government on their support to Pakistan during the recent conflict? And just lastly, one small question. Have we already slashed, you just mentioned as the quote of the Prime Minister saying, of course, that blood and water cannot flow together. Have we already slashed the quota, the water that would normally have gone over to Pakistan? Have we used any of our dams to divert that water? Has it happened so far? Thank you.
Omega.
Good evening, sir. Megha from NewsX. Question about Netherlands. The meeting that was held by the External Affairs Minister with the Defense Minister of Netherlands spoke about deepening the defense relationship between both countries. If you could give me the salient points of what was discussed, has something concrete come out of it? And secondly, these delegations, the all-party parliament delegations that are traveling across the 33 countries, is there likelihood of potential press interactions with foreign media that are going to take place? As we saw, External Affairs Minister spoke to 2 of these press agencies in Netherlands.
Okay. Manish.
Manish Chand, India Rights Network. So what's our view of China's role in the India-Pakistan crisis? I have a couple of specific questions. Number one, China has tried to counter India's freezing of the Indus Water Treaty by helping build a dam for Pakistan. That's number one. Number two, there's a lot of talk about Trump playing a role in brokering the ceasefire. Have you been in touch with the Chinese after Operation Sindhu? And what has been the nature of discussion? Did China play any role in the ceasefire?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Alex from the New York Times. I've got a question or two about the G7 happening next month in Canada. We'd like to know if India, Prime Minister Modi has been invited, if there's any chance of his actually attending, and if he doesn't attend, if there's any other way for India to participate. We believe it would be the 6th consecutive G7 for India.
Okay. Siddharth?
Hi sir, I'm Saddam from CNN News 18. Sir, I want to know Indian government's reaction to the killing of 2 Israeli embassy staffers in Washington DC. Thank you.
Okay, Sridhar, first regarding External Affairs Ministers meeting. Yes, the first time that we are having conversation at the level of the Foreign Minister. In that sense, it is an important development. As far as the details of the conversation, I just told you what was discussed, and this was also put out. On the Turkey matter, Chelby, this matter has been discussed between with the Turkish embassy here, the Turkish embassy and our Ministry of External Affairs. But I understand that this particular decision was taken by the Bureau of Immigration, because they look, Civil Aviation Security, because they are mandated with security issues. On the question of Turkey, well, we expect Turkey to strongly urge Pakistan to end its support to cross-border terrorism and take credible and verifiable action against the terror ecosystem that it has harbored for decades now. And relations, as you know, are built on the basis of sensitivities to each other's concerns. On IWT, we have spoken, so I would refer you to all our press releases, what we have done. We have made it very clear that the IWT is in abeyance till such time Pakistan abjures, credibly and irrevocably supporting cross-border terrorism. Megha, on Netherlands, see, this was a bilateral visit. External Affairs Minister called on the Prime Minister of Netherlands. He also met with the Foreign Minister and discussed a whole range of issues. Netherlands, we have a very strong partnership in the field of technology, in economy, in trade, investment, on green partnership, on innovation, and defense is again an important area. So all these aspects were discussed, and we put out a press release. So I would refer you to have a look at the press release for more details in this regard. You also asked questions about the 33 countries. Yes, the 33 countries, where the delegations are going, they will be interacting with media, the domestic media, the international media there, domestic media there, and they will have several engagements. So you will see many of those of our leader of delegation attending interviews, engaging the international media, trying to put India's point of view to our stakeholders in those countries. Manishi, on your question regarding China. Now, on 10th of May, I think, our national security advisor, he had a telephone conversation with his counterpart, the foreign minister and the special representative on boundary issue, Mr. Wang Yi. During this conversation, our national security advisor conveyed clearly India's resolute stance on cross-border terrorism emanating from Pakistan, and just to underline that the Chinese side is well aware that mutual trust, mutual sensitivity, and mutual respect forms or remains the basis of India-China relations. Alex, on G7, I have no information at this point in time on this issue, but let me check and we'll get back to you. Siddhant, the question was on the attack in Washington, D.C. This is deeply shocking. You must have seen the message also posted by External Affairs Minister. On my part, we can say that this is deeply shocking. We condemn the attack. We offer our deepest condolences to the families of the victims. Those responsible for this heinous act must be brought to justice. safety and security of diplomatic staff is paramount. More questions? Kalol? Up ho gaya. No.
Honorable Bhattacharya from the Hindu, sir. So, is there any plan to reach out to the neighborhood also in terms of multi-party delegations? And also the BIMSTEC countries especially.
Sudhi?
So thank you, Shruti Randhir from Bloomberg, sir. Associated question to Kalol. Sir, is India reaching out to China on this? We don't see the parliamentary delegations going to China. And also there have been reports from India's defense ministry about China helping Pakistan with its air defense in the interim after the attack happened in Kashmir. Has India raised these concerns with China? Because we see that it is raising these concerns with Turkey.
Please.
So this is Soumya from Republic TV. So my question is with regards to China's role in helping Pakistan with regards to us holding in abeyance the Indus Waters Treaty. Now there are reports suggesting that it has paced up the construction of a dam there. So your comment on that?
Dada.
Hi, this is Gautam Lali. I have a question regarding the illegal immigrants from Bangladesh. Recently, India is pushing back a few hundreds illegal immigrants to Bangladesh. After that, Bangladesh government, according to their media reports, they have sent a letter to India that not to stop the pushback. And so, what is the status of this pushback system?
Please.
सर गाज़ा के हालात ख़राब हैं, वहाँ मानवीय संकट जो है खड़ा हो गया है और कुछ देशों ने इजराइल का जो मिलिट्री एक्शन है उसको क्रिटिसाइज भी किया है. भारत सरकार की इस पर क्या प्रतिक्रिया है?
Okay, so Kalol, first, we have given details of the 33 countries that we are reaching out. So those details of the countries that our delegations are going out to is there for you to see. Shruti, on your question regarding India, as I told you, our National Security Advisor spoke to his counterpart on 10th of May, and where he clarified that our stance on fighting cross-border terrorism emanating from Pakistan remains firm and resolute. It is also our understanding that the Chinese side is aware that mutual trust, mutual respect and mutual sensitivity forms the basis of India-China relations. Soumya, again, on China, as I've told you, that the Chinese side is aware that mutual trust, mutual sensitivity and mutual respect happens to be the basis of India-China relations. Your questions regarding illegal immigration. See, people who are staying in India illegally or foreigners who are staying in India illegally, whether they happen to be Bangladeshi national or any other national, they will be dealt as per law. We have a large number of Bangladesh nationals here who are required to be deported. We have asked Bangladeshi side to verify their nationality. We have a pending list of 2,360, upwards of 2,360 cases of people who are required to be deported. Many of them have actually completed their jail sentences also. And in many cases, the nationality verification is required to be done, is pending since 2020. So it's almost 5 years have gone by. So we would urge the Bangladeshi side that they must expedite the verification process so that people who are required to be deported can be sent back to Bangladesh. They must expedite this process. देखिए, भारत में अवैध तरीके से जो लोग रह रहे हैं, चाहे वो बांग्लादेश के हों, चाहे किसी और देश के हों, उन पर विधिवत कानूनबद्ध कार्रवाई की जाएगी. बांग्लादेश का जहाँ तक सवाल है, हमारे यहाँ 2360 लोगों से ऊपर, इनफैक्ट अगर प्रिसाइज कहें तो 2369 ऐसे केसेस हैं जो अभी तक लंबित हैं, जिसमें हम लोगों ने मांगा है कि ये आपके नागरिक हैं, इनका वेरिफिकेशन होके, नेशनलिटी वेरिफिकेशन होके आप इन लोगों को वापस ले जाएं, अपने घर ले जाएं। इसमें कई एक वैसे लोग हैं जिनका जेल में थे, जेल में उनका सेंटेंसिंग ख़त्म हो गया, और कई एक ऐसे केसेस हैं जिसमें कि 2020 से लंबित केसेस चल रहे हैं। तो अभी इसमें ज़रूरत यह है कि बांग्लादेश इस पर कार्रवाई करे, जल्दी से वेरिफिकेशन करे, ताकि ये जो डिपोर्टेशन की प्रक्रिया है उसको जल्द से जल्द पूरा किया जाए। अल्पियो, आपका सवाल गाज़ा और इस गाज़ा के ऊपर है। देखिए, गाज़ा के ऊपर हमारा क्या रुख है, क्या पक्ष है, इससे आप सभी लोग भली भांति से अवगत हैं। मैंने कई दफ़ा इस बात पर हम लोगों ने चर्चा की है, हम लोगों ने प्रेस विज्ञप्ति भी दिया है, और तो मैं चाहूँगा कि हम लोगों ने जो पहले इस मामले पे जो बात रखी है गाज़ा पे, उस पर आप ध्यान दें। Our position on Gaza is very clear, and I have said this on several occasions. What is our stand on Gaza? So I would refer you to my comments earlier, also to the press releases that we issued in the past. Okay. Manas.
This is Manas from PTI, Press Trust of India. The military has already openly said that, in fact, how Pakistan received military support from China during the Operation Sindoor. My question is, in fact, we are in the process of normalizing our ties with China. We are initiating a number of initiatives in the last few months, including resumption of the Mansarovar Yatra. So will China's military support to Pakistan during Operation Sindoor will impact the normalization process between India and China? And a quick second question is, we have been maintaining that Operation Sindoor is not yet completed. So have we put any conditionalities to Pakistan so that in fact it can be concluded, or what is the timeline, or it is an indefinite kind of an operation we'll keep it open? So just a clarification if you can have.
Good evening, sir. So my first question is regarding the IMF bailout to Pakistan. On 16th of May, the $1.2 billion tranche was disbursed to Pakistan. So India had opposed this. The MEA Foreign Secretary, we heard Foreign Secretary expressing reservations. India had also abstained from a vote, and Defense Minister had also made a statement. So what would be India's reaction to that? Continued assistance despite. And the second question is in regards to the the EU foreign policy chief, they have said that Brussels wants to lower the Russian oil price cap from $60 per barrel as part of a new sanctions package. And this demand from EU and the UK was also raised at the G7 foreign ministers meeting. India being a chief importer of Russian crude, what would be India's reaction to that? Thank you.
Okay. Sujeev.
सर, मैं संजीव त्रिवेदी हूँ न्यूज़ 24 से। जैसा कि अपेक्षित था, पूरा देश इस पूरे प्रकरण में एक था, लेकिन एक प्रश्न है जो लगातार बार बार विदेश मंत्रालय से पूछा जा रहा है कि क्या हम लोगों ने पाकिस्तान को हमले की पूर्व जानकारी दे दी थी। वैसे तो ये राजनीतिक रियाल में है, लेकिन एक आधिकारिक प्रतिक्रिया आपसे इसलिए अपेक्षित है कि क्या कूटनीतिक स्तर पर ये बात उन्हें बताई गई थी, डिड वी इन्फॉर्म देम before hitting them?
Hi, this is Tripti with the Wall Street Journal. The ShangriLa Dialogue is taking place in Singapore at the end of this month, the Security Forum for the region. Does India have plans to send participation there? What sort of participation is India thinking of?
नया सवाल है मनीष, तो बोलिए क्या है, बताइए।
थैंक यू सर। स्वामी सर, एकदम नया सवाल है सर। यूएस आर्मी और एयरफोर्स दोनों बांग्लादेश में कॉक्स बाजार के पास एक्सरसाइज कर रही है। ठीक वो लोकेशन है जहाँ से मुश्किल से 10-20 मिनट के डिस्टेंस पे सेंट मार्टिन आइलैंड है। तो भारत इस मामले को किस रूप में देख रहा है, स्पेशली तब जब नेक्स्ट मंथ भी इंडिया, बांग्लादेश और यूएस के बीच एक्सरसाइज होने वाला है।
ठीक है। So Manas, again, first your question, I have already answered your question that the Chinese side is aware that mutual trust, mutual sensitivity, and mutual respect forms the basis of India-China relations. The area on IMF, we have put out a statement. The Ministry of Finance had put out a statement, so I would refer you to look at the statement to get to know more of our stance. On the EU foreign policy, this is a question that you must ask the European Union. What do they desire? How do they want to take things forward? As far as we are concerned, our energy requirements are decided as per the market conditions and the prevailing global situation. संजीव, आपका सवाल, हम लोगों ने पाकिस्तान को बताया एक बार जब हमने उनको मारने के बाद बताया डीजीएमओ के तहत के मार्फत से कि हम लोगों ने ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के तहत आपके जो हमारा राइट टू रिस्पॉन्ड था वो हमने किया है और उसके बाद हमने बनाया, तो घटना के बाद बताया. Tripti, ShangriLa Dialogue, at this point in time I don't have information to share, but hopefully closer to the date we'll get you more details. Manish ji, your question regarding exercise that is happening in Bangladesh, these are developments that we closely follow. ऐसे जितने भी गतिविधि होता है उसको हम बड़े पैनी नज़र से देखते हैं और उचित कार्रवाई और कदम उठाते हैं. Thank you very much.